Alright, so this is going to be your guys' review for Iran's 2-0 win over the UAE in Asian World Cup qualification. We're going to talk about the match, the good, the bad, the ugly. But first and foremost, before we get into that, Happy Nowruz, Eid Shoma Mubarak to all my Iranians, non-Iranians. Happy New Year. And for all of you that may not know what Iranian New Year is, it is the first day of spring and it is celebrated on today. But now when it comes to this match, Iran were playing at home. Implications are they win this game. All they would need is just at least a draw against Uzbekistan next week to solidify their spots at the 2026 World Cup in North America. So pretty much this had to be a must-win game just to make their lives easier against Uzbekistan, who have been a little bit of challenge for Iran recently in qualifiers because we keep getting drawn in the same group as them. When I saw the lineup, I thought it was okay. I wasn't quite happy with it. I think there could have been a few players that you could have played. I was happy that we did bench Mehdi Taremi because there has been a lot of reports and comments that he's been making that he's been playing with injuries throughout the season with Inter, so I think he kind of did need a rest. And I don't think he was necessary to play to get a win in this game, which was evident because Iran was able to win without him. But I do wish we played a few more of the youngsters like a Hossein Nejad, a Huzbavi, rotated up that defense. Baronvant, still don't know why homeboy is still starting when he is absolutely dog water, even though the lineup wasn't what I wanted. As long as the team won, I won't be too upset about it. We start off strong. Mohebi has a pretty good chance. Good save by Issa, which is going to be quite the theme throughout this video and throughout this match because my guy kept UAE in this game. Then there was this whole debacle at the Azadi Stadium where there was a delay because one of the lights wasn't working. It turned off. I don't know. So there was about like a 27 minute delay in the match. The game resumes. There's 27 minutes of added time, and that's when Iran get their goal. I believe it is the latest goal ever scored in a first half of international football, where good play by us, Azmoun tucks in the header, even though he fluffed a pretty good chance just minutes before that, I believe. Then halftime rolls around. We keep playing on the offensive front foot, and Mohebi bags a second goal, and it's kind of just cruise control for Iran. My biggest concern was there was a lot of sloppy moments defensively from us. Don't get me wrong, I think Iran could have easily scored 3 or 4 goals. And they didn't let up that many opportunities, but when they did, like when there was the chance that fell to Kayo, he missed, and then he had the wide open header that he just whiffed. Or again, late on in the game where UAE crossed the ball, they get a header, it narrowly goes past Baranvan. They're really good chances, just UAE don't have the quality to be able to capitalize on them. Say if this was a higher caliber team like maybe a South Korea or Japan especially, or any good team that qualifies for a World Cup, I think Iran would have been punished there. And obviously they wouldn't get that much offensive freedom if they went up against a more difficult opponent like we saw today. But granted, we weren't able to capitalize on a lot of the chances that we had because realistically Iran could have scored 3 to 4 to 5 goals if they were clinical. But at the same time, yes, they didn't give up many chances to the UAE, but when the UAE did create 2 or 3 really good chances due to mistakes or our defenders being poor, they narrowly went wide and we got loads of get out of jail free cards. That was the biggest concern for me. If I were to give a one standout player that really impressed me in this match, Mohebi, he has been probably the brightest spark for the Iranian national team throughout qualification, throughout Qalanoi's tenure as the national team coach. I really hope, fingers crossed, I think everyone watching and every Iranian national team fan wants to see Mohebi make that next step. He's currently playing in Russia and he's playing well in Russia. He recently had a very long-term injury, but to make another bigger push in Europe because he can do it. He could be that next big guy for Iranian football, hopefully, and he has shown it at the national team level. And all I'm going to say is, Qalanoi, see, this is what happens when you trust some of the younger players. This is how they can reward you with some more inspiring, enthusiastic, refreshing play styles that are positive for the growth of the national team. But who am I to tell him what he should or shouldn't do? I'm just a guy who's making videos on YouTube while he's a guy just consuming all the kubida that he can see. But at the end of the day, Iran took care of business. They won the match fans are happy, and now we got to take care of business against Uzbekistan. And by the way, for all of you that are watching, I will be doing a YouTube live watch along for the match against Uzbekistan. So make sure to be there because it's going to be a lot of fun and we can all be together when Iran hopefully qualify for the World Cup. To wrap everything up though about this match against the UAE, I do think this was one of Iran's better performances in this final round of qualification. I will say still the match against Qatar is top of that list, but this one's probably a close second. You keep a clean sheet, you score a couple of goals. I think that's pretty good. But in the context of the whole match, I think there was still some sloppiness. You could have rotated the squad, experimented with different players instead of still playing with these old head guys. And I just don't really feel like going on and on about that same topic I've been going on about for months, years, decades on this channel and multiple videos. The main target now is, yes, all you need is a draw against Uzbekistan, but just get that monkey off your back, break the duck, and just get a win against Uzbekistan. Because the previous matches Iran has played against Uzbekistan, they've looked toothless and they've always ended in draws. Uzbekistan has only ever won against Iran once, which funnily enough was the last time Iran have lost at the Azadi Stadium back in 2012 against Uzbekistan. Don't let that happen again, first and foremost. Qualify for the World Cup in fashion. Don't just do the bare minimum, get the draw, boring 0-0, 1-1 game. Go out there, make a statement, and then after you win this game, one thing I will say, total side note, I know it's not related to the match against UAE, but with those 2 remaining games that will come and whatever time it does happen in whatever international window, really, rotate the squad, please. There is nothing to play for at that point. It is a good opportunity to give some youngsters a chance to actually play with the first team, get qualifying experience, first team experience, and get much needed minutes at senior level because they deserve it. And maybe it'll show you and maybe open up your eyes that some of these young guys are pretty good and maybe even better than some of these unks, old heads that you keep on persisting with. So that's kind of my final point for this review. I know this might be a little bit short, but there wasn't like a whole lot to talk about. I would say the biggest issue I had all in all and was the biggest topic of concern was Iran didn't end up wearing those Nowruz kits like they were supposed to for this game. For whatever reason, I don't know why, and I don't have any information as to why we didn't wear it. Iran just didn't wear the kits. It was a big bummer. I'm still hoping I can get my hands on it, and I'll let you all know where to get it if I'm able to get one for myself. I'm never gonna leave you guys in the dark, so make sure to follow me on social media, Instagram and or Twitter. It doesn't matter. I'll most definitely be posting it on those platforms if I find out and when I'm able to get that kit. As much as our defense sucked, as much as the lineup could have been better, Iran not wearing that new special edition Nowruz kit that looked absolutely beautiful was the biggest disappointment of all disappointment. But nonetheless, boys and girls, my opinion only matters so much. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to smash the like button on today's video. Don't forget, we will be doing a live watch along here on YouTube for the match against Uzbekistan. And then we'll probably do an instant reaction. Let's all have some fun when Iran hopefully qualify for the 2026 World Cup. And if you're an Iranian national team fan and enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this video next, where I ranked the Iranian national team kits. And as well, make sure to subscribe because I post content weekly on this channel and you don't want to miss out. So boys and girls, I hope you'll have a lovely day.